Good morning. This is Jason Dean coming live at you again for another Film Fanatic show. It is Thursday at about 9:21. Hope everyone's doing good on this kind of gray and overcasty day. I have to say that this has been one of the most mild winters I have ever seen. There's still no snow. We haven't had snow in forever. Feels like maybe a week or two ago we had a little bit of snow. No snow in the forecast, and even the snow that we got last time was pretty insignificant. So very strange. I uh, I don't know. I've kind of grown to like the winter more. Cold, the cold gets to me. Kind of sucks sometimes, but usually if it gets like in the single digits, of course, or in the teens. But it's been so mild. It's crazy. Even last night, I was running around outside a little bit and during the day just with like a little sweater on. And here we are in the middle or almost at the end of February. Crazy. But anyway, always a good time to watch movies, always a good time to talk about movies. And very excited. I'm going to Bull Moose today in Bangor, my favorite place, my home away from home. The It's been, I don't know, it's been a while since I've gone. The last time I actually went shopping for movies, well, to at least Bull Moose, was right around New Year's. So it's been a hot minute. So I'm really looking forward to getting some new movies. And there's like one in particular that I really want to get, and that is or I should say Dread. It was written by Alex Garland, who is one of my favorite directors. I did a review on that film a couple of weeks ago. I've seen it a few times, but I don't own it, so I'm going to try to pick it up on Blu-ray, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, I really appreciate. There's been a lot of people subscribing to the channel. We're over 400 now, so it's very cool. I love a lot of people have been commenting on the videos, so very cool. And again, I still buy movies all the time, but when I'm not going to Bull Moose, I typically go to Goodwill. And I went to Goodwill yesterday, and I got a pretty good selection of movies. So the first one I'm going to talk about is a movie that I've seen a few times now, and I've always thought it was terrific. I've never seen it on Blu-ray. I don't own it. I've seen it a few times. I didn't get a chance to see it in the theater, which would have been awesome. I didn't. Well, I saw it when it came out on video, or I should say DVD, a few times. And again, I think it's. I was really surprised on how terrific it is. So I bought yesterday. One of the movies I bought is A Quiet Place, and this came out in 2000 and 2018. It was directed by John Krasinski from The Office, of all people. Amazing cast. Emily Blunt, who is his wife in the movie and also in real life. Milanette Simmons, Noah Jupe, and Cade Woodward. I never saw this. I've never seen this film on Blu-ray until last night, and I bought it for super cheap, $10. It's got a bunch of special features on here. I did watch some of the special features. It's pretty good, but I bought it for $10. Unused, it was sealed. It's never been opened. And this movie was just fantastic on Blu-ray. Again, I've said this many times before, but when I watch a movie, whether it's for the first time, and I especially notice it when I've seen it, say, multiple times, say on DVD or maybe even if I saw it in a theater. Mostly it's the case when I've seen the movie on DVD, which tends to be, as far as newer films, tends to be the case. And this edition is spectacular, totally awesome. I I enjoyed this movie last night more than I'd ever seen it, and I think this movie gets better with age. I kind of think this movie is kind of a masterpiece. Came out 2018, and I think it's one of the best, easily one of the best, kind of top tier horror science fiction movies that have come out within the last 10 years or so. There's the second one, Quiet Place Part 2, and then there's a third one coming out this summer. The second one is also amazing. It really is. Seen that once. I rented it on DVD, and that movie is just incredible. It goes into the whole backstory because this film is essentially about this family that is surviving in a from during a alien invasion. Essentially, that's what it is. And the whole kind of premise of it is that these alien creatures are their senses around sound is how they track movement and prey. So the quieter that this family stays, the more safe and the more of a chance they have of survival. But this movie is unbelievable. It's so unique because there's literally it's almost it really almost plays out like a silent movie. It really does. I forgot how incredible that aspect is to this movie because of the premise. And so it literally is. There are whole scenes of this in this film where there is literally no dialogue whatsoever. But this movie has a level of suspense unlike anything I've seen. Um, and the thing is that you don't really get a backstory of how this happened, how these aliens arrived to the planet, how they came to Earth. You don't get really a backstory on their origins, or I don't know if there's any motivations. You're thrust into the movie literally from the first frame, and you feel like you're in the driver's seat. In regards to feeling the sense of dread and terror that this family is going through, like from the minute the movie starts. And it's miraculous how this movie creates this tension right away, and it's completely relentless. This whole movie is it's just about 2 hours, and this movie keeps that same level of suspense for the entire duration of the movie, where it doesn't rely on a lot of typical tropes or say your obligatory jump scare that you see in a lot of say more modern horror films. This movie does not have that. And the magic is that, like I said, there's barely any dialogue, and but yet you're getting so much information from this film as the story opens up. But the level of suspense and dread and terror is just kept. It never loses momentum. It's kept at this high level from the minute from the like I said from the first frame. You don't. I mean, and again, that is kind of a rare thing for a film to kind of establish, you know, a feeling or an emotion, and to sustain that for so long. I mean, unbelievable, unbelievable. And this, was directed by John Krasinski, who is, he's great. I've always been a fan of his. Great comedian, of course, The Office. But he's incredible. And this movie is not a comedy by any means, and he is incredible in this movie. Emily Blunt, his wife, I think is one of the greatest actresses working today in Hollywood. She can do anything. She really is an exceptional actress. She can do drama. She can do, big budget action movies. I mean, one of my favorite films that she's ever done, it might be my favorite film that she's ever done, was she was the star of Denis Villeneuve's Sicario with Benicio del Toro. And James Brolin. Yeah, James Brolin. And that movie is just amazing. Just such an amazing movie. She's a star of that film, and she has so much depth as a character in that movie. And this is no exception. Like, she's incredible. The family dynamic, the casting for this movie is perfect. The direction by John Krasinski is kind of phenomenal. The beautiful use of camera angles. Um, Again, the transfer of this movie on Blu-ray is magic. It's so beautiful. It's so well shot. The music of this film, again, it relies so heavily on the cinematography and actually the actors just carrying their emotions on this big screen, because there's virtually no dialogue in this film, and the musical score for this movie is absolutely incredible. And talk about the sound, and the overall sound design is so powerful and so dramatic and so frightening, for that matter. It really is a major character in this movie, and it keeps that suspense going the entire time. Um, which, again, is remarkable. The music was scored by Marco Beltrami, and again, I think this is one of the best horror film scores or soundtracks. It's more of a film score. It's all the music is all orchestral. It is one of the best and one of the most effective film scores ever. It's incredible. And again, there's some really good special features on here. And I was super psyched when I bought it. I didn't realize that this movie was not even opened, so it was like literally brand new. I got it for $10. This movie did really, really well when it came out in 2018. It got a lot of praise from fans. It was a real stunner, kind of a shocker, because it kind of came out of nowhere, and it was directed by John Krasinski, who has never ventured into the horror genre or the horror realm. But the direction of this movie is like, again, it's incredible, and I hope he does more movies. He directed the second Quiet Place 2, which again is a awesome movie. I've only seen it once. I saw it once on DVD. Definitely would love to get it on Blu-ray. I'm really excited for the third one, although the only thing I have a little bit of reservation is that I think he produced it, but he did not direct the third one. But the second one, again, is just amazing. I did that. I actually, now that I think of it, when this Quiet Place 2 came out on DVD, I rented the first one, this one, and the second one, and I watched them back to back. I remember that's what I did, and that's how I saw, and that was the only time I've seen Quiet Place 2, and it was amazing, seamless. It was science fiction horror perfection. But this movie, again, I highly recommend it. This movie, each time I see this movie, I enjoy it, and I think it's better and better. It gets better and better. And I think that this movie, I don't know, I kind of think I really, really liked it when I saw it, and I thought it was awesome. Seeing it again on the Blu-ray for the first time, I kind of feel like that this movie, it's safe to call this movie a masterpiece from top to bottom. Amazing. And again, I have said that I really, I'm a huge fan of when you have a real successful combination of really good science fiction and really good horror, and you throw in some suspense. To me, that is like, one of the greatest things that you can experience as a film fan. The creature design is amazing. One of the things too that I thought that was very different for me from my previous experiences seeing this movie. This movie really, I feel, has a big influence, especially the second and third act. I feel like it has a really big influence from Ridley Scott's Alien from '79. It has, I don't know, I noticed some real interesting scenes, the use of well, the cinematography, even the creature, the monster design, the way that they show the monster because you don't really see it until the end, and the images that you do see are completely frightening. The lighting, the cinematography, it really reminds me at times. It really reminded me of times of Alien from Ridley Scott, which is a masterpiece. And but yet this movie is totally unique. It's totally its own thing. But I saw that, and I never noticed that before. So I'm sure that Kaczynski, sorry, not Kaczynski, not, I was say, um, I'm really sure that John Krasinski was a fan of Alien. He, I'm sure that was a film that was a huge influence. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a major influence, because I mean, how could it not be in that genre? But that was one thing I took away from this that I never really thought of before. So very, very cool. But this movie's, yeah, it's a masterpiece. I can't. I hope John Krasinski makes more horror films. I hope he directs more because he's exceptional. And plus, seeing him playing this really dramatic role and kind of this, in this action movie, amazing, amazing. It's an amazing performance. There's one performance again. There's no dialogue in this film virtually. There's one scene where it's just him, and he's kind of at his wits end. He's kind of losing his mind, and he's so frustrated. And there's a scene of where he's in the bathroom, and he's kind of trying to collect his emotions, and he's like washing his face, and he's looking in the mirror before the family is going to sit down for dinner, and it's an incredible scene, and there's no dialogue, but he just emotes so much emotion and desperation. It's incredible. I was just like, where did the hell did this come from? Like, amazing movie. So thanks again, and we will see you next time. Peace.